It didn't happen in 2012, and this summer, according to the movies, it's hilarious with not one, but two comedies on the subject of the apocalypse. But new research into the fate of our planet has given us insight into what the world will actually be like as it approaches its doom. Now, when people say the end of the world, often they mean slightly different things. In this video, I'll be talking about the literal end of this planet, which is intimately linked to the life cycle of our friendly neighborhood star, the Sun. So I won't be talking about, for instance, the extinction of human race on Earth because of, say, a massive asteroid hitting the Earth like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, including, of course, Head Squeeze's Subscribersaur. As I'm sure you know, the Sun is a giant ball of ionized gas known as a plasma. In its core, it converts hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion and generates a colossal amount of energy, more than 4 million tons worth every second, via Einstein's E equals mc squared. Now, the Sun at the moment is about halfway through its main sequence. That means it's converted half of that hydrogen in the core into helium already, the equivalent of 100 times the mass of the Earth. But what's going to happen when that hydrogen fuel becomes more scarce? With fuel harder to find, so to speak, the output of that nuclear fusion reaction is going to go down, and that's going to affect the size of the Sun. You see, stars are a delicate balance between the pressure of the plasma due to fusion and the gravitational forces trying to collapse them in on themselves. So as the Sun gets on a bit, it's going to shrink, a bit like with humans. Unlike old age pensioners though, the shrinking is going to make it more active due to a rise in temperature, and a more powerful Sun is going to affect life on Earth a lot. In about 600 million years, scientists predict that plant life will die out as photosynthesis no longer becomes possible. That's because the increased temperatures are going to disrupt the carbon cycle, meaning there won't be enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. With no plants around to replenish the oxygen, it's thought that animal life will probably die out in a few more million years. Let's fast forward to 1 billion years in the future. At this point, the oceans will start to evaporate, and this is the tipping point. You see, water vapor is a greenhouse gas, and so it's going to set off a runaway greenhouse effect, raising temperatures to over 100 degrees C. So would anything be left? Scientists now believe that only life forms called extremophiles would be alive at this point. These are microbial organisms that exist in the harshest of environments. In fact, some of the first life on Earth, called archaea, which still exists today, are in this category. By about 3 or 4 billion years in the future, it will be so hot that even rock will start to melt. Eventually, surface temperatures will reach around 2000 degrees C, and the atmosphere will have escaped Earth's gravity. The planet will be an ocean of molten rock with floating continents of metals and metal oxides, along with giant icebergs of strong, non-metallic materials with extremely high melting points. In the meantime, the moon will have broken up, collapsing due to tidal forces as its orbit decays, giving Earth a ring-like system, a bit like Saturn's. It isn't until 5.4 billion years, though, that the really interesting stuff starts to happen, if you can call the end of the world interesting. At that point, the hydrogen in the Sun's core will have been depleted, causing that core to shrink and the outer parts of the Sun to expand, becoming a red giant. It's thought that this red giant could stretch out 2 times the current distance between the Earth and the Sun. That's out to the asteroid belt. So what about the fate of the Earth? Well, there are mixed opinions on this. Earth's orbit will be changing due to the evolution of the Sun and its reduced mass, so it's probably going to be further out than its current position. But then there are tidal and drag effects to consider. Most scientists believe the Earth will be swallowed up, the planet's sole legacy being a 0.01% rise in the Sun's metallicity. That's the stuff not made out of hydrogen and helium. And that will be the end of the world. Oh, I was just enjoying the sun whilst I still can. If the doom and gloom of this video got you down, don't forget you've got at least 500 million years before you have to worry. So why not fill that time by subscribing to Head Squeeze and checking out all of our videos.